Solomon, the wisest king in ancient history, had 700 wives and 300 concubines, yet ironically wrote the most brutal advice every young man must heed to in choosing a partner. His book of Proverbs reads like a disaster prevention manual written by someone who learned everything the hard way. These aren't just ancient texts, they're psychological profiles that still hold up in modern dating. If you want to get the best in your romantic relationship, avoid these 5 types of women. 1. The contentious woman. Better to live on a corner of the roof than share a house with a quarrelsome wife. Proverbs 21:9. This isn't about healthy disagreement. It's about someone who thrives on constant conflict. Like Napoleon's wife Josephine, whose incessant jealousy and public arguments wore down even an emperor, the contentious person turns every molehill into a mountain. The Chinese water torture wasn't dangerous because of force, but because of relentless, maddening repetition. That's what constant quarreling does to a relationship. It erodes the foundation drop by drop. Here are ways to shield yourself from this type. Observe conflict patterns early. Does she create drama out of neutral situations? Test this by noticing how she handles small disappointments. A wrong order at a restaurant and a delayed text response. Listen to how she speaks about exes. If every previous partner was crazy or the problem, you're likely next on that list. Note the recovery time. Healthy couples argue, but healthy individuals repair quickly. If she holds grudges for days over minor issues, that's a red flag waving vigorously. 2. The seductress. Like a gold ring in a pig's snout is a beautiful woman who shows no discretion. Proverbs 11:22. King Edward VIII abdicated the British throne for Wallis Simpson, a twice-divorced American socialite whose charm blinded him to everything else. He gave up an empire for a woman who, according to historians, later expressed regret about the marriage. Physical attraction and smooth words are the bait. Character is the substance. A pig with a gold ring is still a pig. Here are ways to shield yourself from this type. Assess substance over surface. Can she hold deep conversations? Does she read, think critically, have values beyond appearance and social status? Watch her treatment of common people. How does she treat waiters, janitors, or anyone who can't advance her social standing? That reveals true character. Examine her relationship with truth. Does she manipulate with flattery? Does she tell you what you want to hear rather than what's true? 3. The adulteress. The mouth of an adulterous woman is a deep pit. A man who is under the Lord's wrath falls into it. Proverbs 22:14. This isn't just about sexual infidelity. It's about someone who doesn't respect boundaries, commitments, or sacred spaces. Alexander Hamilton, one of America's founding fathers, had an affair with Maria Reynolds that destroyed his political career and nearly ruined his family. The woman who violates one boundary will violate others. If she's willing to cheat with you, she'll cheat on you. Here are ways to shield yourself from this type. Check the origin story. If your relationship began while she was committed to someone else, you've already seen the playbook for your future. Observe her concept of loyalty. Does she gossip about close friends? Does she share other secrets? Loyalty is indivisible. You can't be loyal in one area and treacherous in another. Notice her respect for commitments. Does she keep her word on small things? Someone who bails on plans, breaks promises casually, or rationalizes violations of trust will eventually rationalize betraying you. 4. The lazy woman. A wife of noble character is her husband's crown, but a disgraceful wife is like decay in his bones. Proverbs 12:4. while Proverbs 31 celebrates the industrious woman who works with eager hands and provides food for her family. The inverse is equally important. The lazy partner is like a slow-acting poison, not dramatic but devastating over time. Consider the fall of Louis XVI and Marie Antoinette. While France burned, Marie Antoinette indulged in extravagance and avoided responsibility. Her passivity and disconnection from reality contributed to their eventual execution. A partner who refuses to carry their weight will eventually pull you both under. Here are ways to shield yourself from this type. Assess her initiative. Does she solve her own problems or constantly need a messiah? Does she have goals and actively pursue them? Observe her relationship with work, not just employment. Does she follow through on what she starts? Does she clean up her own messes? Does she contribute without being asked? Notice the excuse pattern. Everyone faces obstacles, but does she own her choices or perpetually play the victim? Someone who can't take responsibility will make you responsible for everything, including her happiness. 5. The one who rejects wisdom. The wise woman builds her house, but with her own hands, the foolish one tears hers down. Proverbs 14:1. This is perhaps the most dangerous red flag because foolishness masquerades as confidence. A fool isn't someone who lacks education. It's someone who cannot learn, who rejects counsel, who believes they're always right. Think of Mary Todd Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln's wife, who despite her intelligence was reportedly so difficult and resistant to reason that even her husband couldn't manage her volatile behavior. Her inability to accept guidance or moderate her reactions added immense stress during the most critical period in American history. Here are ways to shield yourself from this type. Test her teachability. Share a perspective different from hers. Can she consider it, or does she become defensive? Growth requires admitting you don't know everything. Watch her response to failure. Does she learn from mistakes or repeat them while blaming circumstances? A fool doesn't learn. A wise person becomes wiser through setbacks. Notice who she surrounds herself with. Does she have wise friends who challenge her, or only enablers who agree with everything? Walk with the wise and become wise, for a companion of fools suffers harm. Conclusion. The tragedy of Solomon was that he wrote these warnings but didn't follow them himself. His foreign wives turned his heart after other gods. He had written these so you don't repeat the mistakes he made. These warnings aren't about finding a perfect person. Such a creature doesn't exist. They're about identifying patterns that will make the both of you miserable. As another proverb states, "He who finds a wife finds what is good and receives favor from the Lord." But the inverse is equally true. Choose wisely, because the cost of choosing poorly is measured not in money, but in years of your irreplaceable life.